You're sleep deprived. They're basically trying to force feed you alcohol.
If you don't go in the room with this person, go in the hot tub with this person, you feel like you're not doing your job correctly.
There's been a lot of talk lately about the conditions on reality TV sets.
Fans of Love Island are in shock tonight.
Lack of food, 20-hour workdays.
And the ethics of making these cheap-to-produce shows.
We should not exploit people all for your entertainment.
We wanted to learn more about these shows and why so many stars are demanding more rights, more protections, and more money. Reality TV is a big genre, so we're going to focus on lifestyle and dating shows.
I did one very weird thing recently that I want to tell you about. I went on a dating reality TV show.
That's Danny Coco, a content creator and talent agent living in San Diego.
X on the Beach. New season premieres.
Danny was on MTV's X on the Beach in 2022. It's a show about attractive singles who go on a tropical vacation, but their exes turn up. Did you apply to go on the show?
No, so I didn't apply to go on the show. My ex-boyfriend was going on the show, and I had said no a few times because I just wasn't interested. And it was kind of pitched to me as, well, it's basically just like a free vacation.
So what was your experience like?
It was pretty stressful. You don't have access to your phone. You don't have access to your wallet. You have no transportation. You're 100% reliant on them. You feel very anxious because no one ever tells you what's coming next or what the day holds.
MTV and its parent company Paramount did not respond to CBC's requests for comment. But multiple stars told us a lack of freedom is a common part of reality TV.
When you are going on an unscripted reality television show, they tell you one thing, but you sign away your rights, your ability to really have any control.
Participants say it gets even worse when shows allegedly misrepresent them.
Frankenbiting is huge, where they take half of one thing you said and half of another thing you said and put them together.
That's the thing. Just because it's called reality TV doesn't mean everything you see is real.
Is reality television real? Sure, their reactions are real. The way they navigate their self through a situation is real. But is the scenario they're sitting in real? Not necessarily. So
Michael Carroll used to produce reality TV. And how did you actually get contestants to do things that were good for television?
There were numerous ways we did that. We would quickly make them our friend. So it created a sense of trust, and that trust, for better or worse, was basically for us to make sure that we were getting exactly what we needed from someone.
And if you watch some of the most popular dating and lifestyle shows, you've seen the drinks that pop up scene after scene.
I've done numerous dating shows, and I've never been involved in a dating show that was not heavily fueled by alcohol. It's like the secret sauce.
It was like a rager, like everyone's drinking from 9 a.m. to like 1 a.m.
Jessica Stalker starred in a season of Bravo's Winter House 2 years ago.
Which is basically a group of friends in Vermont kind of just having a fun snow weekend.
Jessica says she was scouted by the show. She learned the hard way that she couldn't control the outcome.
I was a person that they thought they could fit a certain role, and even if I didn't fit that role, they were going to make sure I fit that role.
Absolutely, there are archetypes that dating shows are trying to fill. People do respond to different personalities and different dynamics that go into making something entertaining. A villain, a girl that's a little fun or might be a little more easy than the other girl.
Hundreds of comments.
After Jessica's season aired, she says she received relentless harassment online.
Producers use you for a certain thing that triggers the audience, and then the audience just comes at you, and there's no protection. There was only protection after I had complained so many times, and they're like, well, here's a therapist, like 6 months later.
Bravo's parent company, NBC Universal, said in an email that Bravo requires its third-party producers to maintain a safe and respectful workplace for all cast and crew on our shows, and that it has updated production companies on stricter guidelines around alcohol consumption and increased psychological support.
Which increased 3%.
Now, Jessica runs a business with her fiancé. And she says that even though her TV experience was difficult, it did help her grow her platform.
Good morning, guys. So we are in the house that we built. The design is coming along really well.
She's not alone. There's a clear pipeline from reality star to social media influencer.
Just launched a new shave oil serum.
Think Canadian influencer Francesca Farrago.
Can't wait to show you guys. I'm literally filming everything.
From Too Hot to Handle. Or Nick Viall, a former Bachelor, now podcast host.
I'm very excited about today's episode.
But not everyone is looking for fame. Nick Thompson says he had a good career and went on a dating show because he really believed he could find love.
What was sold to me throughout the process of casting this show was that we're different. We're not trying to look for people that want fame or to be influencers or to be the next bachelor or bachelorette. We're looking for real people that are ready to get married.
If you haven't guessed by now, Nick was on Netflix's Love is Blind.
It was brutal. It really impacted my life in ways that I never would have imagined. The way that your structure's removed, the way that your autonomy's removed, the way it's slowly taken away from you. Those are the things that add to the level of manipulation that you can't even comprehend until you experience it yourself. I was a marketing executive.
And that job he had, he says he lost it.
When I started looking for jobs and going on interviews, and these interviews becoming more of a conversation about that and being on the show, or saying, when we Google you, the headlines, it's not good for our company.
Netflix and Kinetic Content, the production company behind Love is Blind, did not respond to CBC's questions. But Kinetic has publicly said the company has protocols in place to care for each person before, during, and after filming. Of course, participants don't just jump in. Everyone has to sign a contract. Nick's includes a clause that explicitly states his role on Love is Blind is not employment and does not entitle him to wages. The contract also grants producers permission to film up to 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, and explicitly states that contestants won't have access to phones and the internet.
My realization.
But he says he didn't fully understand the amount of control he was signing away.
What you think is going to happen is, a producer's going to get you to say something or do something that maybe you don't want to do, or you might get misedited. It's so much bigger than that.
Morgane Anselme says she knows what that's like. She was on Secret Story 13 years ago. It's basically like Big Brother in France. She says show producers told her that if she went on the show, she'd be able to advocate for LGBTQ rights since her father is trans.
It was exploitative. It was a way to make a promise to get me to say yes to be in the show.
A promise she says wasn't honored.
And once you're inside, it's too late to back out because you've signed the contract. But they also do not tell you the truth about how things are going to go inside the house.
The truth is what she's been trying to share since her NDA expired.
I stayed in the house for 91 days, and life in the house was organized in a very strict way, almost militarized sometimes. We had to share 30 minutes of hot water all together every day, no watches, no clocks at any moment. It creates an imbalance in your sleep cycles, your hunger cycles. It really disorients you. And
she says the damage persisted after filming was over.
I had insomnia, I had flashbacks, I had eating disorders because my eating schedule and eating habits had been brutally changed and completely erratic for 13 weeks. I did not get my period for a year because the stress was too intense.
In an emailed statement, Banijay Entertainment, the company behind Secret Story, tells CBC News that it has incredibly strict welfare and inclusivity guidelines, which are regularly and proactively reviewed. Morgane's story kicked off a conversation about the ethics of reality TV production in France. That conversation became very real in the UK a few years ago.
The presenter of one of Britain's most popular shows, Love Island, took her life in her home on Saturday.
There have been at least 40 documented cases of suicide deaths among former reality TV contestants. Cases linked to Love Island UK prompted the show to ramp up its mental health supports and led to a reality TV inquiry in the UK Parliament.
The working conditions, production conditions on set are often very, very stressful. All of that.
Jacob Johansson is an associate professor of communication at St. Mary's University in London. He submitted evidence for the inquiry.
We know that participants felt like they were not adequately prepared or briefed when it comes to what filming would involve.
Those kinds of conditions are why Nick Thompson co-founded the Unscripted Cast Advocacy Network.
We provide mental health support to past, current, and future reality TV stars. I want to fight for the people that are going to participate in reality TV so that they have basic rights. They're protected mentally and physically. They're paid adequately. They have labor regulations.
And there are signs North American productions are noticing the backlash. Take Love is Blind's production company, Kinetic Content. It introduced a notice to participants last fall, warning of potential discomfort and emotional challenges before, during, and after filming. Because ultimately, reality TV isn't going away. New seasons of these shows, which are very popular, are just around the corner.